We recently caught up with new Huntingburg District 2 Councilman Jeffrey Bounds. Hear more from him, plus Terry Seitz joins us for this week's Monday with the Mayor, and Ferdinand Town Council at-large candidate Don Farina is next in our Meet the Candidates series. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin with Jasper Police taking a Huntingburg woman into custody on intoxication charges after other motorists were complaining about her driving. At 8:45 last night, JPD says they received a call about a possibly impaired driver headed northbound on US 231. Officers pulled the vehicle over at 9th and Newton Streets and spoke with the driver, 30-year-old Melissa Wheatley. During the conversation, officers determined that Wheatley had indeed been drinking. This was confirmed through a test that showed her BAC at 0.08% or right at the legal limit. JPD says there was also a child in the vehicle at the time of the traffic stop and an open container of alcohol was found. Wheatley was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and she's charged with a Class C misdemeanor for operating while intoxicated, along with a Class A misdemeanor for OWI endangering a passenger under the age of 18. Additionally, Wheatley was cited for several traffic violations. These are having an open container, driving while suspended, driving left of center, and unsafe lane movement. New Huntingburg District 2 City Councilman Jeffrey Bounds says he's eager to get to work. The council's regular meeting Thursday night was Bounds' first meeting. Bounds does already have experience in local government, however. He's served on the Patoka Township Advisory Board and has been part of the Huntingburg Economic Development Commission. Bounds says he still has a lot to learn. However, he says there is one thing that has him ready to get to work.
I'm excited about Stellar. I think that's a great project, and the city's very fortunate to have had people like Alex and the Stellar Community Committee, the current council. All of them have played such a big role in that. I just want to be part of carrying that through and seeing it to its end and see where this can take us as a town.
Of course, Bounds defeated former District 2 Councilman Alex Blackgrove during May's primary election by a 60-vote margin. Bounds was named to the seat on September 30th after Blackgrove moved out of his district, thus he had to resign. Although Stellar Communities has Bounds the most excited about his new job, he says it will be important to balance that with city needs such as street projects.
I think it's all equally important. Just I think Stellar gets a little bit more press, gets a little bit more attention, as it should, because it's a big step forward for Huntingburg. But it's important too that we pay close attention to the details, the everyday operations of each of our departments, and make sure that is done efficiently, that it's done in a way that's in service to the citizens of Huntingburg.
Bounds will serve the rest of Blackgrove's current term, which runs through December 31st. He will run unopposed in the November general election. State lawmakers say they view harvest season as another opportunity to lend their support to the state's farmers. Indiana Grown is a program that was established recently by the State Department of Agriculture. The goal of it is to work towards raising statewide awareness of products grown here in the Hoosier State and to connect local suppliers with local consumers, embracing the farm-to-fork concept. Of the $16 billion that Indiana consumers typically spend on food, less than 10% of those purchases are currently sourced within Indiana, according to the state. Now, Indiana Grown has several goals in mind other than being another buy local label. The three major components are helping Indiana farmers and producers have a greater market for their products, support Indiana processors in their effort to process more Indiana grown products, and educate consumers on the importance of buying Indiana grown products. District 48 Senator Mark Messmer says the program has already spawned new partnerships, including one with Marsh Supermarkets. Marsh is partnering with the ISDA to launch Indiana-grown kiosks at more than 50 of their stores statewide. The kiosks will showcase more than 100 locally sourced products. Messmer says the program has also generated at least one federal award to date.
Indiana Grown was recently awarded a $126,314 grant through the USDA Agricultural Marketing Services Special Crop Block Grant Program. This grant will help foster continued support for Hoosier farmers through various marketing campaigns and private partnerships.
Now, there are 4 categories you can use to find homegrown products while shopping at grocery stores across the area. These are 100% Indiana, prepared in Indiana, partner, and Indiana grown. To learn more about the program or to become a member, you can go online to indianagrown.org. Now, of course, agriculture remains big business in the Hoosier State. State officials say more than 190,000 Hoosier jobs are supported by agriculture, and about $11 billion in agriculture products are sold in Indiana each year. And finally tonight, the pilot and passenger who were killed when a small plane crashed in Tennessee have been identified as a Bloomington, Indiana man and his daughter. Cook Medical in a statement said that Vice President of Engineering William Gibbons Jr. and his daughter Abby were killed when the plane crashed into Buffalo Mountain. The girl was a sophomore at Bloomington High School South. Federal Aviation Administration spokesman Jim Peters says the plane was heading to Bloomington from Knoxville, Tennessee when it crashed Friday night on the mountain located southwest of Johnson City. The National Transportation Safety Board says it will take 6 months to a year to determine why the plane crashed. All right, coming up after the break, Terry Seitz is next for Monday with the Mayor, and later, the rest of your work week forecast, and Don Farina is the next electoral candidate introduction. We're back after this.